Hello, ladies, womenpreneurs, introverts. I am super, super excited to be with you all today. Yet again, another day. And if you don't know, I am here every Tuesday at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hold these free trainings so that you're able to really dive into your business in a strategic way that is going to actually help you move the needle. So, today we're going to talk about, again, us introverts and really ineffective networking and lost revenue. So, we're going to talk about, are you leaving money on the table? That's the big question. Are you leaving money on the table? So I am going to check the comments just to see. It looks like we have um awesome. So yes. Uh so listen, if you have any questions, please leave them in the chat. I will be sure to reach out to you. I will be sure to answer any questions that you may have. Super excited that you are watching either live or the replay. Hi, Halima. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so very much. And again, super excited to be here. We're talking to introvert women who are in business. Super excited to be here. So today we're going to peel back the layers really on this subject that oftentimes it's glossed over. Okay. It's the real cost, and it's both emotional and financial. Uh, this is a cost that really comes from ineffective networking. And so this isn't is we're going to take it off of the table of being just a side note. This is a critical issue that's impacting specifically us introverted women entrepreneurs. So I want you to grab your notebook. You're going to jot down some insights that you may have, some aha moments, some things that you really need to dial into. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the emotional drain. There's an emotional drain that comes with leaving money on the table. And this goes beyond surface level fatigue. Okay. This is more than, oh, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. This is an emotional drain that absolutely happens when we leave money on the table. And I can be very honest with you and tell you that I was like that at one point in time. I've experienced this. So when I talk about this, I don't talk about this in a judgmental way. Like, I'm not wagging my finger at you and telling you, you should. I am telling you from a place of empathy, but also a place of empowerment, because I was once there. So first, let's dissect this emotional toll that we feel. When we say emotional draining, we're not just talking about feeling tired after a networking event. We're talking about a deep rooted emotional fatigue that really seeps into so many other areas of our life. And it happens. Okay. It has an impact on our self-esteem. It absolutely has an impact on our self-esteem. And so we can get to the point where we're constantly feeling like we're not making meaningful connections. This can absolutely chip away at our self-esteem. I remember being in that place. And so then you can start questioning your worth, your capabilities, and even your business vision. It happens. Been there. And so another effect is relationships. It can have an effect on relationships. This emotional drain that we have when we're leaving this money on the table. It doesn't just stop at us. It can also affect the relationship with our family. It can affect the relationship with our friends. So when you're emotionally depleted, it challenges you to be present even in your personal life. Let's talk about that. And Halima is asking like imposter syndrome. So we're going to get into that. We might not get into it today, but we're definitely going to get into that because that is something that introverts that we absolutely deal with. We absolutely 100% deal with. Yes, we 100% deal with that. And so, one of the other things is when we think about the effects that this emotional drain has on us, when we think about it being more than surface level fatigue, when we think about it as in the sense of it's we're leaving money on the table, the mental wealth that we have to now deal with. So let's not underestimate the impact of mental wealth. And this is something I know I don't hear a lot of it talked about a lot, but it's there. This constant cycle of high hopes, but then it's followed by disappointments, high hopes, disappointments, high hopes, disappointments, that feast and famine cycle that we talked about last week. And so this it's disappointing, and this can lead to it can lead to stress, it can lead to anxiety, it can even lead to burnout. It absolutely can. I've experienced all of this. I've experienced, and that's why I'm so passionate about helping lead and guide you through this so that you don't have to experience this, or if you are experiencing it, so that you don't have to experience it anymore, because you don't have to. You don't have to. So the business, when we talk about the things that we're leaving on the table, what we're leaving on the table, the business cost of it. So I just talked about the emotional aspect of it, but now the business cost of it. This is a ripple effect of really missed opportunities, leaving money on the table. So we're going to pivot, like I said, to the business side, and I really want to hone in on, excuse me, on ineffective networking. Okay, ineffective networking. This is like a leak in your business. Think of your business as like a ship, a boat, ship, whichever one it is. Big, it's huge. Okay. And there's a leak in it. It can be subtle, but at the end of the day, at the end of all of it, it can be damaging, extremely damaging. So then you have that financial drain. So when you think about it in regards of networking, every event that you attend, every hour that you spend trying to connect with other folks is an hour um, not spent on revenue generating activities. So it's not just a missed opportunity, it's a financial drain. So when you're simply trying to connect, but you're not connecting, you're missing money, you're leaving money on the table. So I want to get you to a place where you're no longer trying, but you're actively doing. Because what happens is you've got that financial drain because you're trying to connect, but you're not, and you're missing that time. Okay. Then you've got a brand dilution. When you think about it, your brand becomes diluted after a while when you're not making the right connections. You're also missing a chance to really position your brand effectively in a way that really propels your business, excuse me, your business forward. And so when this happens, then your brand message, it can become diluted. And that can reduce the impact that you're designed to bring, that the people that need to hear you and see you and take the opportunity to partner with you and whatever your business is, they're missing that opportunity, and so are you. So then you think about the stunted growth that happens in the long run, the lack of meaningful connections. Listen, this can stunt our business growth because we're not an island. We're not an island unto ourselves. You miss out on collaboration. You miss out on client referrals. You miss out on the collective wisdom that comes from a really good, strong network. So you see how it's not just about, okay, I'm missing money, this amount of dollars, but it's these activities, these things that's affecting these amount of dollars. So when we think about it, leaving money on the table can be in so many various forms. So I wanted to be able to just kind of bring that home today because it's real. It's absolutely real. It is 100% real. So when you think about how do you now stop this leak? How do you patch this leak? There's this commercial that has been on for many, many years here in the United States. And I forget the name of the product, but it's some kind of leak guard or something like that. I don't remember what it's called. But it seals leaks. And it's so good that they have used heavy weighted objects to prove that it seals leaks. So that's what we have to think about in regards to really closing this leak up that we have in our business when it comes to connecting with other individuals. And listen, we don't have to use the word network because I know sometimes people are like, I don't really like that word. But maybe you can use connecting, But I want to tell you, there's transformative power in authentic networking. And that's where I really want us to get to. As introverts, we don't have to shy away from networking. We don't have to run from networking. We just simply need to understand the transformative power that is in the authentic networking. Authenticity, ladies, introverted ladies, authenticity is your superpower. Authenticity is your superpower. Being authentic in a world that a lot of times rewards people who are extroverts is really an act of courage. But here's the thing. Authenticity is a magnet. You can be magnetic because you're being authentic. So what am I talking about? When you think about personal alignment, when you're authentic, you begin to align your business activities with your personal values. That's going to create a sense of fulfillment and purpose. For instance, when I get messages from folks in the Rise and Thrive community, they say, I feel like it's home. I feel secure here. I feel welcomed here. I feel like space is being held for me in this particular community. And the reason why is because I have aligned my personal values and I have created a place of fulfillment and purpose for others to come and enjoy, for others to come and join and to grow and to rise and to thrive. That's important to me. That's important for me. And so because of that, others feel the same thing when they come into this space. And even if it's on a Zoom call or any type of meeting, whether it's in person or virtually, that is what people typically say to me when I'm doing my podcast episodes. After the recording, that's typically what people hear. And I don't take it lightly. I listen for that because I want to make sure that that's what people are feeling, because that is my authenticity. That is who I am. I am a safe space. I am a space where people can come and be who they are. And so because I have aligned everything about my business, my podcast, everything about me, because I have aligned it with my personal values, and I've created this sense of fulfillment and purpose, people are able to come in and get this. So that's One of the keys. That's one of the keys to sealing that leak. And then when you think about it, customer loyalty, authenticity, authenticity brings and breeds loyalty. When clients see the real you, they're more likely to stick around. And that helps them to become not just customers, but advocates for your brand. And this is actually something that we get into in my coaching program, how you then create that atmosphere for people to not just be a client, not just be a customer, but to advocate for you. Because at the end of the day, you want that. Because if not, then you're leaving money on the table. Okay. And this is not some fake phony something that we're conjuring up. No, this is our authenticity being our superpower. So then the next thing, when you think about really sealing that leak, building a network that elevates you. Building a network that elevates you. Quality connections is ideal. Okay, quality connections is ideal. And Halaman says, true, nothing beats being true to yourself, your authentic self. Absolutely, 100%. Absolutely. So when you think about those quality connections, authentic networking focuses on quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. Okay. So you've got quantity, and that's what happens as us introverts. We're looking for that quality versus that quantity. And I'll tell you, last week I held our very first introvert networking mastermind, and it was amazing. And I want to say, I've got, I don't have the list over here, but I had, I want to say either 16 or 17 people, could have been a little bit more, maybe one or two more that were registered. I became nervous because I said, oh my God, if everybody shows up, I want to be able to have that quality time with them. And so I was like, okay, how is this going to work? Because as an introvert, I want that quality time. I want that quality time. And Halima, thank you so very much. Halima says, I can attest to that. It was really life-changing. Thank you. Thank you. That is what I want to hear. And so when I saw the numbers rising, it's like, oh my goodness. And at the end of it, I think 5 people showed up. So I was so thankful. I was so grateful because I wanted to be able to have that quality time with everybody. I didn't want it to just be a sea of people and people don't get what they need. People don't get what they want. People don't get what I feel they deserve. And so that is how us introverts interact with humans. We love that quality over quantity. And so that's just a real life example of, really wanting that quality over quantity. These connections, these are connections that can open doors or offer collaborations, and can also provide emotional support when we really look at the quality over the quantity. And so then also when you're thinking about this networking piece that will help seal that leak in our business vessel, okay, our business ship, strategic partnerships. Authenticity allows for deeper conversations, which can then lead to strategic partnerships, things of that nature. Really imagine co-hosting a webinar or collaborating on a digital product with someone who absolutely complements your skills. That can be the case when we lean into that authenticity. It can absolutely be the case. So, action steps, we're going to get into just a few action steps. and really your roadmap to authentic networking. Um, First thing, you want to do a self audit. Take a moment to assess really your current networking activities. Are they aligned with who you are? If not, it's probably time for a change. It's probably time for a change. Then you want to set clear goals. Okay. You want to set clear goals before attending any type of networking event, whether it's virtual or in person. I want you to set clear objectives. Are you looking for uh, specific types of people? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Then you want to have a ideal follow-up strategy. Authentic networking doesn't end when the event ends. It really does not. So you want to develop a follow-up strategy to nurture the connections that you've made. You want to be able to do this. You absolutely want to be able to do this. So, I just gave you 3 steps that can really change the game for you. Self-audit, set clear goals, and then your follow-up strategy. So, before we begin to wrap up here today, I really want to talk to you about your journey ahead. And I want you to keep this in mind. Networking is not a one-off activity, but it's really a long-term strategy. It's about building a community that supports and elevates you. It's about being authentically you and attracting people who absolutely resonate with that specific authenticity. So, really, it's time to commit to transforming your approach to networking. So, you want to shift from the draining, ineffective activities to really empowering and authentic connections that really enrich you, I would say, emotionally, and then begin to elevate your business. They begin to really truly elevate your business. So I want to talk to you about your next steps. Ladies, if today's deep dive into the hidden cost of ineffective networking has struck a chord with you, if you found yourself nodding along, like, yeah, I can relate to that. I can relate. If you have recognized your own experiences in what I've talked about today, then I want to just let you know that I've opened up my calendar, okay, for a couple of sample sessions. Now, you're probably wondering, Karena, why a sample session? Well, it's one thing to really absorb information, and it's another to apply it in a way that's tailored for your unique challenge and to bring the opportunities for you that you need. So a sample session with me is really your chance to do just that. And it's a safe space. It's a safe space to get personalized insights. Every business is different. Every entrepreneur is different. Even though we're all introverts, every introvert is different. And every networking challenge can be different. And so this session is really your opportunity to get personalized advice that takes into account your unique situation and circumstances. So you want to experience this breakthrough session, the sample session, so that you can get on track to becoming authentic. And really the main thing is to stop that leak from happening in your business. So I want to tell you how to grab my free sample session. If you're ready to stop leaving money on the table, if you're ready to start building a network that it doesn't just support you, but it elevates you, then I invite you to grab that sample session. You're going to click the link to the sample session. You're going to choose a time slot that works well for you. I have a couple on there, and then you're going to prepare for this deep dive. I want you to come to the session with your most pressing networking challenge that's on the table for you right now so we can tackle it head on. Listen, your future starts absolutely right now. As soon as you book that call. So it's more than a sample session. It's really your first step to building out your future for your network, for your connections, for those around you that can help as a community get you to where you need to go. So we're going to cut out that drain that I talked about, that emotional drain that you're feeling. We're going to cut out that leak that's been happening, and we're going to rise and thrive. So if this has been beneficial to you, if you're watching the replay, please put your comments in the drop your thoughts in the comments. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a question. I will be sure to get back with you as soon as possible. And don't forget, click that link and schedule a sample session so that you can stop the leak, so that you can stop leaving the money on the table. So I will see you all on the flip side. Bye.